So I've been playing lots of Xbox, been playing with the controller a lot, making sure the fingers and hands are loose. It's going to be silky for the upcoming season. Well, yesterday I went for a run and it was not fun. So I figure if I do that every day until the season comes, then maybe I'll be ready. Who knows? But that's my answer.
The key to my success is my one sit-up I do a day when I get out of my bed, and also sticking to my diet of Pop-Tarts, mac and cheese, pasta, and Hot Pockets.
I really don't have to stay in shape because, I'm the coach, so I guess my off-season activities would just consist of drinking more beer.
I'd have to go with probably my first career win and my first career start. I believe I gave up 4 goals and we won 8 to 4. And yeah, I'd have to say that's probably my most memorable moment as a Peanut member.
This one's easy. We were playing the Fire Dragons and Josh fed me a puck. And I caught it on my backhand, but I wasn't quite able to corral it. The puck was kind of bouncing. I wasn't sure what to do with it. I figured, you know what, why not? I'm going to try to go in between the legs here and hope it works. It just kind of like a last-ditch effort. Went in between the legs, popped it right over the goalie's shoulder. It went bar down, top corner. It was the sickest goal I've ever scored and probably will ever score in my entire life, no doubt.
That would have to came last session. It would have been my second session with the Peanuts. We were playing the Fire Dragons late in the season. We were playing and it was 6-6. Tied, and it was late in the game, and I scored a goal with 14 seconds left. It was a bar down snizzer, if I do say so myself.
My favorite personal moment in Peanuts history would probably have to be when me and Tyler Ducko chirped Simba and told him that he owed money to Hershey's Ice Cream, which is a company I worked for at the time, and then he threatened to sue me. I don't think there's anything more beer league than getting threatened to be sued over a chirp. So yeah, that's probably my favorite moment.
My personal favorite moment in Peanuts history, oh man, there's a lot. Definitely some of the OT winners come to mind. Superman punching a kid in the face after a game, it's up there as well. Another tough one would be telling Salak to suck my dick. Or definitely the 8-goal game that I had. That would probably take the cake, I think.
Okay, so right now in the NHL, I would most likely compare myself to Patrick Marleau. In his older days, where he's with the Pittsburgh Penguins, he's more of a veteran leader. Doesn't score very much, which is okay. But he's a veteran leader. Like I said, he's got a good locker room presence, like I think I have.
Compare myself to an NHL. This might surprise some people actually, but I would probably say Ryan O'Reilly. Not really a standout when it comes to an individual attribute, which I don't believe I possess in the inline realm. But he's pretty efficient in most things. Good leader, good example. Can do a lot of different things out there. So I would say Ryan O'Reilly. I know it's probably a shock to most, but Ryan O'Reilly.
I would most likely compare myself to Matthew Barzal for the pure fact that how fast I am. I think speed is probably the best attribute I have, and that's something that really sparks from Matthew Barzal, so I'd have to compare myself to him.
Studs, that's all. Probably gonna have to go with my man Tiggs here. Tough choice, being friends with everyone on the team, obviously. But Tiggs been my A1 day one. Been friends since elementary school, college roommates, and he's one of the top 2 best shot blockers on the team. I have to go with man Tiggs.
I'm going to have to say that Brad's my favorite teammate. Part of it is his optimism and just the way he goes about the locker room. The dude's never down. He's usually always in a good mood. So he keeps the team in a good mood as well when Brad's around as well.
So my favorite teammate would have to be the assistant coach that we don't have. Only because it allows me to speak my own thoughts to the team without having secondary thoughts. So when I try to get my point across, it really just comes from me and not other sources. So it comes more from the heart.
My favorite teammate would be Brad. Yes, he is fast and he has nasty hands, but what really sells it for me is when I hear Yee.
Let me hear your yee.
Let me hear your yee. Yay!
No, that's not it. Hold on. Yippity-boo-boo, whoop. No, that's not it.
So if we had one shot left in overtime in the championship, I'd give it to Tyler Dutko. He's our leading goal scorer, and he also has the best shot on the team, both power and accuracy. Sorry, Mike.
If one person can have the puck in the overtime championship game, it would be me. Absolutely. I'm a natural born goal scorer. Look at me. That was me as a tyke. I just always score.
Me, because I'm selfish.
If I was stuck in quarantine with one person, I'd probably pick my goalie because we've known each other the longest, but I'd probably want to blow my brains out after that.
I could be quarantined with one of my teammates. It would be douchebag Mike. Mike's a good cook. He makes a mean steak. We can play shell all day, and most importantly, late night poker.
I'd choose Kenny. There'd always be Kool-Aid in the house. We'd be able to have noodles. He doesn't eat any of my steak. And I'd make the most money off of him playing poker in NHL. So I'd choose Kenny.
If I had to be quarantined with one player, I'd probably pick no one because social distancing.
Pre-game routine's kind of simple. I usually get there about an hour before our game, watch the game before us, start getting ready. Always put my left leg pad on before my right, and wait to put on the mask, glove blocker, till I'm getting ready to get on the rink, do a couple stretches, and take a couple shots till Tyler starts to snipe me, and then really just sit there and try to scope out the other team and see what we're up against tonight.
My pregame routine, I don't really have a pregame routine. I drive through the rink before every game. I try to get there 30 minutes before every game to give me plenty of time to get ready. I have a pump-up playlist that I listen to. Most notably on that playlist is Party Hard by Andrew W.K. That song gets me going, so that's pretty much it.
Pre-game routine consists of nothing more than a Red Bull and granola bar usually. That's about it. Maybe stretch before, and that's about all I need.
Favorite attribute about my own game, it's kind of tough because I'm trash, but probably had to be my communication, especially the defensemen's. Telling people where people are, left, right, if they have the passing lane or not. Defensemen's and our forwards too have really put a lot of trust in me when I'm giving out shouts to what's going on in front of them because I can see the floor the best.
My best attribute about my game has to be my speed. Anytime I'm in a race for a puck or have to beat an opponent out with speed, I always tend to do so. That's just my best trait, I'd say. So speed has to be my best attribute.
My favorite attribute is my sick chirps and hard sellies.
Favorite attribute of my game would be probably getting hit by pucks and running into people and then falling over, even though there's technically no hitting.
Right, so I picked Tiggs, and his most underrated attribute, his ability to move forwards out of the way, in the defensive zone and in front of the net.
I think the most underrated attribute of any player on the team would have to be Nate's offensive ability. I think that he prides himself on being a shot blocking defenseman. I think we all think of him as a very good defensive defenseman. But Nate can definitely shoot the puck. He's got some good hands too. Can definitely carry it up the ice, can man a power play. So I think that's something, because he blocks a lot of shots and normally is considered a defensive guy, kind of gets underwritten and doesn't really get talked about a lot. But I definitely say just Nate's general offensive ability.
Underrated attribute of another teammate would be Dylan Kovac being actually kind of gross when he's not on the ground.